Hello again, YouTube. All right, it's Mike again with Rellim Arms, and here I'm back at my office. Actually, I'm trying to go through and look at what we did today and how we shot, and I wanted to compare all these, but it was a little bit windy, and these papers kept rolling up on me, so I thought I'd bring it back and put it on my desk in my conference room to see what it looks like. So let's look over real quick. I'm going to try to do these in a couple different variations. I'm going to try to put the Escorts without the shotgun, without the suppressor, and then I'll put the Escort with the suppressor, and then I'll do the same thing with the Bullpup with and without the suppressor. And then from each one of those, I'm going to try to choose the best one, or the one that was kind of close enough that we can compare to, and then use that as a comparison. So starting off, this is the Escort with no suppressor, and I apologize for not doing these in the order that I shot them in the video, but I don't want to pick all these up and redo it, so we're going to deal with it. All right, so far, all right, this one is Escort, first shot, no suppressor. All right, so you can see, in my opinion, out of all these are the best. This one's the best one. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can see most of the shot is kind of in the right place. The second one we did, it's all kind of down here. So it still wasn't bad. It's still patterned pretty good. Still grouped all there, but it's kind of more down in the corner. And the third one wasn't terrible either, but it was more up in this area. But all in all, not too terrible. Let's see if it helps to put a light on. Okay, it's better. So you can see, turn one more, there we go. So you can see it's kind of all up in the corner of the circle. This one's more down in the middle and lower area, pretty much the bottom quarter, it seems like. And this one was kind of around the whole area, but in the top corner. So, actually, I don't know. To be honest with you, I think this last one is the best one, even though it was a little over here. I think there was more. I think your pattern better. So, anyway, wow, it's bright in my face. Hold on. All right, so now I'm going to take with the suppressor, and we'll compare those real quick, and then we'll look at the other ones. Okay, now I've got the second one ready to go. So we shot twice with the Escort shotgun with the suppressor on it, and so I'll show you those next to each other. So this was the first one. If that's any better or not, it might be worse. Anyway, this is the first one. It does look like the center is kind of up here. Yeah, you can see everything's kind of in that top area. So I don't know if that was, obviously some of these, if I'm missing, are obviously going to be me or what. But anyway, this one looks actually pretty good. This is the second shot. And you can see everything is kind of in the middle circle. There's a few, sporadic ones on the outsides, but really, the majority of all the shot is in the middle. So we're going to go with that one. So that wasn't too bad. Trying to turn off that light. Okay, so that's the Escort with the suppressor on it. And now we're going to look at the Bullpup ones. I think there were 3 or so with the Bullpup without, and 2 with. So we'll look at those real quick and then compare them all. Okay, so now I've set up the Bullpup no suppressor, shot 1 and shot 2. And so if you remember on the first shot, I looked like I was shooting down, and so I adjusted the red dot on it in the video, so it went up a little bit. And so that's what you'll be seeing here. So this is the first shot with the suppressor. And as you can see, I'm going to turn the light on. Okay, as you can see, the majority of these are down here. So I got a few, pretty much everything from, here's the center. So it's all down in this lower area. Seems like it patterned decently, but I was shooting low. So moving on to here, and once again, this is no suppressor. This is me adjusting the red dot out. This actually looks pretty good. There's a few sporadic ones down here, but the majority, it seems like, are inside of that circle. So that's actually not a bad, in my opinion. Like I said, I have no idea honestly what I'm doing when it comes to patterning a bullpup suppressor and using one kind of shot, but this is just a go so you guys can see and make your own opinions. If you have any comments, put them in the comment sections below, all that stuff. But so that's the two of those. Turn my light back off. Okay, now I will do, I think we did 4 with the suppressor, so I will lay those out, or try to, on this table, and then I'm going to go ahead and choose which ones I think are good to compare with each other so we can get a better idea of what the suppressor did, if it affected it anyway, if I had to readjust my shooting or anything like that. So I'll do that real quick and be back. Okay, we're back with the final round. Well, before we compare them, but this is going to be the Bullpup with the suppressor on it. So we fired 4 shots, and in the video, if you remember, the first and the second one, seemed like I was pulling to the left, and even the second one, I felt like I pulled to the left, so then I kind of regrouped and got my trigger figured out, and then did another one. So I only put 1, 3, and 4 on here. 1 and 2 were almost identical. They're both pulling to the left, so plus I don't have room. All right, here's the first one. I don't know if this light helps or not, to be honest with you. You can see how everything is over here. So pretty much from underneath here up over, and there's not a lot on here. So we basically, the center probably was over here or up here. I obviously missed that quite a bit. Here's the third one. This is a lot better. It grouped a lot better. You can see a lot of it's here, and then there's another kind of grouping over here, but a lot of them are on there. It's still shot to the left a little bit, but by far that one's better. And then we have the last one. This is the one, if you remember, I aimed purposely a little bit to the right just so we could compare the differences. That did seem to help. There seems like it's hard to see because this, you know, the pattern doesn't feel near as tight, to be honest with you. There's a lot more down here. I see a lot of shot, but it's kind of spread out. It fills the entire circle, all spread out, but then you get some at the top, and then you get some down here. So what I want to do now is compare. This is obviously the best one, the number 3. Light again. Sorry for the ceiling shot. Try to cut that out. Anyway, so now what I want to do is compare, I guess, the Bullpup. Let's see. If I do the Bullpup suppressed next to the Bullpup not suppressed, and I'll do the Escort suppressed next to the Escort not suppressed, and see if that affected anything. And then I guess at the very end we could do a comparison of the Bullpup next to the suppressed, or Bullpup suppressed next to the Escort suppressed, and then vice versa. So anyway, I'll put those on the table real quick. Give me a few seconds and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back again. Now, this one shows the 2 targets with the Bullpup, one suppressed and one not suppressed. And like I said, these are the best choices that I chose out of the few shots that I did. So we'll compare those real quick. All right, I'm going to try to turn this light on. If this, maybe it works. Anyway, is that better? I guess. All right, so you can see this was the second shot with the Bullpup. This is when I adjusted the red dot a little bit better. So if I can try to get the whole thing in, you can see that it patterned pretty well. Everything is pretty much in that circle. There's a few down here, but you can see everything's pretty close together. It seems, you know, it looks like it patterned pretty well. Now here's the best one with the Bullpup. You can see this pattern, obviously to me, looks a lot more spread out. You can see a lot more. I mean, it's all there, but it seems more spread out. It's kind of outside the circle, but you can still see a lot of the. You can still see a lot of the shot, a lot of the marks. If I went through and counted all these, it'd be interesting to see how many there were compared to the other one. But They just look to me that they're more spread out. Almost all these are in circle, maybe except for 5 or 6. These are in the circle, but the more fills circle, I guess. I don't know. If you guys can see these, like I said, write your comments in the comment section below and let me know what you think between the two of these. I'm going to try to get 4 of these on the table next. I'm going to try to get the 2 Escort ones, or I'll see. I might just put 2 side by side. Anyway, give me a second, I'll do that. Okay, so in this comparison, I actually put out 3 different ones. So I'll show you. I have the Escort with no suppressor on it. Then I have the Escort with the suppressor. And then I have the Bullpup with the suppressor on it. Comparing the Bullpup with the suppressor off, I can do that, but it looks similar to the Escort with the suppressor on it, to be honest with you. So we can look at that, but I want to look at this real quick to show you. Okay. So this is the Escort with no suppressor. You can see everything is pretty well kind of grouped. It's all here. We got a few stragglers on the outside, which is normal, but a lot of it is in the middle. Well, this area right here. So if we go over to this Escort with the suppressor on it, you can see that everything is still in that 2-inch circle. It seems like that one did well, but to me it looks more spread out. I mean, there was one that hit it. There's kind of a grouping up here, a little grouping over there, some stuff in here, but it doesn't, I don't know. Over here you see there's like nothing down here. So either it all kind of went up here, or it's actually, it is better, kind of compressed in that area. So let's look over here at the Bullpup. Here's the Bullpup with the suppressor. And you can see this one, it's all kind of in this circle, but to me it looks more, it doesn't look as tight as grouping. It looks kind of spread out even more. And then let's say this one was a suppressor. And this is the Escort shotgun with the 28-inch barrel. I mean, this, to be honest with you, didn't group bad. It's all in there somewhat. It just doesn't look near as tight as this group does. Like I said, let me know your thoughts. Like I said, let me know your thoughts. Okay, now that we've seen all the different targets after we've shot them all and kind of looked at them, I'm going to give you my opinion of it. If you guys have your own opinion, put them in the comments. Like I said, if you want me to do something with a different load, a different, BBs or different shot, different brand of ammunition, let me know. I'll try to get my hands on something and do something better. And I'm curious about how this works because I do hunt with both of these guns quite a bit. So I do want to see, I need to know where I'm shooting. So I am going to do a little more research on this, but I wanted to share it with you guys. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe. We got a bunch of new stuff coming up, but my final opinion is on this. So I told you before, I use the improved modified choke, and I use the exact same choke. Luckily, they had the same barrel threads on every one of these. But what I did notice is that without the suppressor on it and using the improved modified, it seemed the grouping was better and tighter. It seemed like it got a little looser with the suppressor on it, not a ton, especially with the longer barrel, but I did notice it the most when I started using the Bullpup. And granted, the Bullpup does have an 18-inch barrel, so it does have, you don't have that barrel and power like you do. So in my opinion, it probably, it escapes and doesn't have near the gas and the power to push it. Or the fact that maybe that one you need more of either a modified or an actual full choke. That would be something interesting to see. I bet with a shorter barrel, it makes sense that you'd want more of a full choke to get that to close up and, to exit. But then again, when it leaves the barrel, then it's entering in that suppressor, which if you haven't seen the videos, I'll post them below again, like I said earlier. But if you haven't seen those, the baffles in that silencer co-suppressor have rods in them. So once it goes out of the barrel, then that all the BBs or your shot or whatever, still with your wad and stuff, goes through that. So otherwise they would get lost inside of those little chambers in the suppressor. So it actually goes through the entire thing. So I don't know, that'd be interesting. But like I said, I just wanted to do this to get on paper. It's a starting place. If you guys want to see some still shots or anything like that, let me know. I can try to get whatever you guys are looking for. So I hope this helped. It helped me realize which gun I need to use with what choke, I guess, and gives me a starting point. So anyway, if you have any suggestions, put them in the comments below. Once again, I'm Mike with Rellim Arms.